Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this larger than matte Grinch. The SVGs for Grinch and Max will be in the description. These SVGs are already sliced, so that means all you have to do is download the SVG, upload it to Design Space, resize it, and cut. That's it. The first thing you need to do is upload the SVG into Design Space. Select the entire image, and before you increase the size, make sure that this little lock is on, so that way when you increase the height, it will automatically increase the width for you. Change the height to 50 inches. Now, when you open your Layers tab, you'll see a lot of red exclamation points next to some sections, and this is because each color is grouped together and too large to cut as is. So you'll need to select the whole image and ungroup, then select each color group and select ungroup. Once everything is ungrouped, you are good to continue. I made the cuts to work on a 12 by 24 inch mat to be able to cut larger sections, and that will reduce the amount of lines you will see when you put him all together. So if you are working on a 12 by 12 mat, you will have to make additional modifications to get this to cut on a 12 by 12 mat. With Max, it is the same process with the Grinch. Select the entire image and increase the height to 40 inches. There is one extra step to take after ungrouping all of the color groups that we didn't have to do with the Grinch. You'll see that there are no red exclamation points, but if I click Make It, I do get an error. So what I did was select his face and rotated it by 90 degrees. And then I selected the black layer of his face and rotated that. I'm really not sure why that has to be done, but it seems like we have to tell Design Space how to fit it on the mat. But once I've done that, then I'm ready to move forward in the cutting process. So now I'm going to start by cutting out the black layer on some paper. I'm really not worried about the color because this layer is going to be used as a stencil to trace on a piece of wood. Now that I have all my pieces cut out, I'm going to tape them all together. Make sure you really pay attention to how the pieces are put together because I did tape his head on the wrong way. After I have it all taped, I'm going to trace this onto my wood, and my amazing husband is going to cut it out for me. I cut out the rest of my layers using this glitter HTV vinyl. I love using HTV whenever I can. It's just so much easier for me than using permanent vinyl. Just be sure to allow your paint to dry for a good amount of time, like 24 hours or more. But at this point, I'm placing all of my vinyl pieces down on my board and adjusting them. You can see my nieces wanted to come and help me. Besides his face and his hands, I decided to remove all of the vinyl pieces from the carrier sheet. And I'm actually going to iron directly on top of the glitter vinyl. Of course, this is optional. You can iron it on the way that you normally would, or you can use some parchment paper if you don't want to place the iron directly on the vinyl, but I prefer doing it this way. This brand of HTV vinyl is the only brand that I've tried this on, so if you are using something else, please do a test piece first. I'm using the lowest setting on my mini press, and before I begin, I'm making sure that all of the pieces are all neat and aligned. Then I'm going to apply heat for about 2 to 3 seconds in one spot. I like to start out in the middle and slowly iron towards the edges. This has helped prevent bubbles from forming in the center. I'm just taking my time on each section and making sure I'm giving it enough heat to stick to the wood, and also being cautious that I don't apply too much heat. At one point I started using some parchment paper over the vinyl because some of the black paint did come off onto my iron. I left the face and hands on the carrier sheet since those would be a little more difficult to peel off. I'm giving this a longer heating time so the heat can transfer through the carrier sheet, and then slowly peel it off. Some spots I had to go over again, but just take your time on this part. Here they are, glitter vinyl. I love glitter vinyl. So at the bottom, my husband made these stakes that will go in the ground. Let me flip it over. What he did was he glued it on to the back, and then from the front, he added a couple of screws, and I'll probably just paint a little bit of black over these, but this is how we're gonna put them in the ground and have them standing up. And then I think for the last step, I'll probably coat these with some polyurethane to protect them while they're outside, but I have a couple of months to do all of that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafting videos. Thank you so much for watching.